Hello everybody, yeah, I'm just in my workshop and I've just dropped off my project which I'm doing, my loco boiler, to true, well not to true up, I've re-spoked a wheel for a friend of mine off his BSA. I've got the spokes in and I just thought I'd show you how I true the wheels up. I mean there's many ways you could probably do it, but this is my method. You need your original spindle for your motorbike. You need a V-block and a clamp on the V-block, and you need a 6-inch vise or a 4-inch vise to clamp your V-block in so that your wheels run in at right angles to the vise, like so it clears your workbench. Then you need a dial test indicator, a scribing block and a small spanner that fits your spoke nuts, like so. And basically I'll run through how I do it. It's basically just like setting a job up in a 4-jaw chuck in a lathe, except instead of 4 jaws to adjust the workpiece, you've got, in my case, 28 spokes to adjust either way and side to side. So I'll just mount camera and I'll just go through what I do with everything. Right, so I've got my wheel set in my vise like I've just shown you. I've got my scribing block mounted on a piece of wood onto my workbench so I can overhang it to the wheel, and I've got my dial test indicator on this side touching on the side of the wheel, and my scribing blocks touching on front of the wheel, not the face, on the diameter. So then you just find your high spot, and when you find your range of where your high spot is, in my case I use a bit of chalk, and I just mark off where high spot is, like so. So obviously now that high spot's got to go that way. So I bring my low spot over. So my low spot's got to come towards me, and to come towards me I've got to loosen the spokes off that's opposite to the high spot. In this case I'm loosening probably 6 spokes. You'll find some's tighter than others. Then where my high spot is, I tighten those up. So that's pulling the wheel into the centre away from my scribing block. Just like you do on a lathe really. Just carry on doing that till you get the circumference running fairly true. Don't have to be spot on just yet, as long as it's somewhere near. And when you get it somewhere near to the to running true, you can then start to concentrate on your sideways movement. So to get your sideways movement, move one way or other, you've got to adjust one side of the spokes. For example, on this side, if I was to tighten these 3, say, it's going to pull the wheel towards me, and you use your dial test indicator on one side to adjust your sideways movement. Then when you've got that somewhere near, you start to go around all your spokes to make sure that they've got right tension on, and just keep adjusting them to keep it all running true. and it's just a bit of patience and time you need at this game. Okay then, I've been at it for about 5 or 10 minutes now, just getting this wheel somewhere near, but I forgot to mention at the beginning, before you do take your old spokes out to put your new ones in, you must take note of the offset of the hub to the wheel, i.e. put a straight edge across your hub so it's touching on both sides. Measure your offset up to your wheel rim, to make sure that you've got, when you tighten your spokes up, you're getting the correct amount of offset to one side as it was before you stripped it down. Forgot to mention that. So I've got it somewhere like now where we're not too far off, but I must stress this: these wheels are fabricated, so you'll find a welded joint somewhere beneath all chrome. Where is it? You'll find a seam where it's been welded here. So obviously you're never going to get them bang onto the 1000th. There's always going to be a slight high spot or low spot where weld is, and you've just got to split just that as you're doing a lathe setting a job up, really. When you've got your sides running something like true, when you're adjusting your diameter, then make sure you do it in pairs, one spoke that goes to each side at wheel. That way it'll keep it in line on the face. Here where it's not touching, I've just got to loosen them off very slightly in pairs, 2 to 4 at spokes, and where it's touching, tighten them up in pairs. Right, so it's touching there, touching there, and there, missing there. So that bit's just missing there, so we're going to, from that chalk mark, I'm just going to slightly loosen them off, very slightly, touching there, we're touching there now, and there, and there, and there. So as you can see, it's touching on just about every side, and then slightly missing by a few thou. That face is just jumping where that welded joint is. Then once you're happy, just make a mark and just go around all the spokes and make sure that they're all tensioned up pretty much similar to each other, and that you've got no loose ones. Where's my mark? It's just coming around now. Just to make sure you've not overlooked tightening. I'm happy with that. took me roughly 20 to 25 minutes probably to do that. Anyway, that's how I spoke my wheels up. I suppose there's other ways of doing it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video.